What's up, YouTube? I'm Ronan Savage. I'll be your host of the Ronan Savage channel today. I want to talk about Nikola Tesla's theory on zero-point energy. I'm taking this directly from a book. It's published by Cosmo Classics entitled Experiments with Alternate Currents and High Potential and High Frequency. This book was printed and published based off of a lecture that he gave to the Society of Electrical Engineers, and it was published in 1904. He mentions in the opening remark, just to give you a preface real quick, in the opening remark he says, "I must mention a name which could not be omitted in a demonstration of this kind. It's a name associated with the most beautiful invention ever made. It is Crookes." And in this he's referring to something called the Crookes radiometer, which is basically like a glass bulb. It's a vacuum tube that has two vanes inside it that react to infrared heat or energy, and they turn and they cause a disc to spin just by the radiant ambient infrared energy in the environment. So they cause this thing to turn. It just does it all on its own. So it's literally an effect from light to mechanical, and it's basically marketed as a toy. That's what it's classified as. So not a lot of people have taken it as a serious endeavor for deeper study and real study for power applications and generation applications. But I believe Mr. Tesla believes sincerely that this is the way that mankind should be traveling, where we should look. This is the direction that he pointed for us. And I'm fairly confident that 110 years ago, if we could go back, bring Mr. Tesla to 2014, or just interview him in light of the situation in 2014, you know, he just knew everything going on now, and he could see our current world and how everything's powered and everything's operated, and asked him what he thought, he'd be like, what's wrong? What's wrong with this picture? We should be way ahead of this. I mean, 110 years ago, I came up with ways to break free of these really arcane methods of producing power and transmitting power and storing power. Why are we still doing this? Why is mankind and humanity still enslaved to Edison power? He would be wondering these questions, as am I. So let's liberate ourselves by liberating our minds. I'm going to read you a brief snippet from page 58 of this book. It won't take too long, but I hope it opens your mind and maybe opens some doors for you to maybe go study a little bit more. This is a very interesting subject for me, so I hope it is for you as well. He says, quote, "We shall have no need to transmit power in this way. We shall have no need to transmit power at all. Ere many generations pass, our machinery will be driven by a power obtainable at any point of the universe. This idea is not novel. Men have long been led to it by instinct or reason. It has been expressed in many ways and in many places in the history of old and new. We find it in the delightful myth of Antheus, who derives power from the earth. We find it among the subtle speculations of one of your splendid mathematicians, and in many hints and statements of thinkers of the present time. Throughout space there is energy. Is this energy static or kinetic? If static, our hopes are in vain. If kinetic, and this we know it is for certain, then it is a mere question of time when men will succeed in attaching their machinery to the very wheelwork of nature. Of all living or dead, Crookes come nearest to doing it. His radiometer will turn in the light of day and in the darkness of night. It will turn everywhere where there is heat, and heat is everywhere. But unfortunately, this beautiful little machine, while it goes down to posterity as the most interesting, must likewise be put on record as the most